And we are live. We are live, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It is Chosen Wisdom Football, a channel for the football purists, for the critical thinkers, for the deep thinkers, for the Manchester United fans who like to think about things. Welcome. If you are new to the channel, I hope you stay. And if you are not new to the channel, welcome back, everybody. I hope you've all had an amazing weekend. It is Monday, so it is your weekend fallout show. This show is your Monday evening show where we wrap everything up with regards to our match on the weekend. We talk about what was good, what was not good. We look at the aftermath. We look at what the manager has said, what is coming out of the club, what is coming out of the fan base, what is the mood like in the Manchester sphere, what is actually going on, who said what, who has quoted what over the weekend. So this is your usual Monday fallout show. Big up everybody who is tuned in. Turkish in the chat. A few more people will be joining the chat. I'm pretty sure of it. Let's see what's happening. What is the talk of the town, guys? So today we just have the usual quotes, post-match press conference quotes from Amorim, and there are two quotes in particular that we will go through together, guys, about the draw against Nottingham Forest. Listen, how do you guys feel about the draw, first and foremost? Now that you've had a day or two to compartmentalize, to think about things, to put things into perspective, what is your opinion now on the game retrospectively? Are you still happy with the draw? Are you disappointed with the draw? Do you see progress actually being made? One thing we didn't speak about, guys, is the fact that we were 2-1 down against Nottingham Forest, and once again the manager failed to make any offensive changes. I remember watching it alongside you guys in the chat, and I said that Dorgu coming on for Dalot made sense because Dalot is more of an attacking fullback or wingback than Dalot, in my humble opinion. So having Ahmad and Dorgu maybe was a slight attacking change. But Zirkzee was on the bench. Kobe Mainey once again was on the bench. There were attacking changes that the manager could have made. I did not think it was a game for Sesko. I did not think that Sesko had a good game. And I said this before, so far I'm not seeing what Sesko is bringing that Zirkzee cannot bring. I'm so far not seeing it. So we're going to talk about the game. We're going to go through Ruben Amorim's quotes on the game. We're going to talk about Ruben Amorim's quotes on Amad Diallo, people. On Amad Diallo. A fantastic, spectacular goal on Saturday. What an amazing strike on Saturday. But there's still some people talking about Amad Diallo, saying, how can we get more out of him? How can we really get the best out of Amad when he's been asked to defend so much? So we have Ruben Amorim quotes about the game, Ruben Amorim quotes about Amad to talk about. Also, Man United fans everywhere are talking about the fact that Ruben Amorim apparently spent about 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes, I'm being told, after the game talking to Anderson from Nottingham Forest. And if you watch the game like I did, Anderson had a really good game. We were on Anderson watching his channel, and we watched him. We watched him closely, and boy, oh boy, is he strong, is he powerful, composed as well on the ball. So, as you can imagine, after Amorim had a few words with Anderson after the game, Man United fans everywhere are saying, look, just like Cunha, just like what happened with Cunha, we're going to get Anderson. We're going to get Anderson. Look what our manager's talking to Anderson after the game. So it means we're going to get him. Man United fans have ran with this. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that as well. Also, there is news coming out of Manchester United camp. The Amorim and the board are still talking January signings. I've always said it's frustrating having conversations about transfers when the season has started, because you can make any story up and no one can prove you right or prove you wrong because the window is not open. But are we seriously thinking about making a signing in January? The news is, or the talk of the town is, and we're going to get into it today, we're only going to make signings in January if they are long-term signings. We are not doing the stop-gap thing. We're not doing that. So we're going to get into that story as well as talk of the town, Joshua Zirkzee as well. There's just a bit of news, just a bit of noise coming out of Old Trafford that, despite what the journalists are saying and what the narrative's being pushed about Zirkzee not being happy and so on and so forth, apparently there's also talk that Zirkzee's a bit content. He's a leader. He's wanted. He's desired at Manchester United. They want him to stay. They see him as somewhat of a leader character. It's very interesting that they're calling Zirkzee a leader, knowing that he's not playing games. He was not even preferred over Højlund last season. Is Zirkzee some sort of mascot character at Manchester United? Somebody who the manager will never let play? Someone who a lot of the fan base respects? We're told that Manchester United Football Club hierarchy respects him. So the only thing that needs to happen right now is the manager needs to play him, which is not happening. So does everybody love Zirkzee apart from the manager? I don't know, guys, but that is the talk of the town. And also today, we're going to spend just a few minutes having a quick conversation about Dwight Yorke. Today is Dwight Yorke's birthday, and I like to end every stream with something positive, something nice. Dwight Yorke is 54 today. Can you imagine? I felt like it was only yesterday that I was watching Yorke and Co mash it up for Manchester United, and now this man is 54 years old today. I always say this to people who may be young, might not know the United history as much, and I'll say this: Dwight Yorke is one of the best strikers we've ever had at this football club. But you'll never really know if you just focus on the media and how the media talk about Man United's legend. Dwight Yorke and Andy Cole, their partnership, that front two was our main front two under arguably some of our best years. The first time we won the Champions League under Ferguson, Dwight Yorke and Andy Cole led us to the Champions League. You might believe that Solskjaer and Sheringham were very important, but let me tell you a story. They were substitutes. Andy Cole and Dwight Yorke were the starters for Manchester United. Solskjaer came on off the bench, and so did Sheringham come off the bench, right? But the media, the way they talk about Man United's history, Dwight Yorke and Andy Cole are slightly rubbed out. They don't get the same attention. They don't get the same love and appreciation, in my opinion, that's the likes of Solskjaer and Sheringham might do, for instance. Very, very interesting how this happens. Andy Cole is still one of the, in terms of his stats, up there as arguably the best striker in the Premier League. Up there with the likes of Shearer. But you'll never think about it. You'll never have guessed it. You'll never have guessed it. So today, we will spend a few minutes talking about Dwight Yorke and how good he was. Andy Cole, right, was the main striker. Dwight Yorke was a guy who was a footballer. Dwight Yorke would drop into that hole, link play between the midfield and the strikers. He was so intelligent, so good on the ball. A joy to watch Dwight Yorke. And I feel like often he's forgotten how absolutely good, how good he really was. So let's get into it, guys. Big up the chat. Big up the chat. Yaya in the chat. TK, if we win against Spurs and we don't use Zirkzee or Manu, they are good as gone and not needed. We have won 5 of the last 6 without them, yet fans want them. Why? TK, my answer to that question is because fans know how good they are. And it's always going to be this opinion thing where you're not going to rate Zirkzee as highly as I rate Zirkzee. So I feel like we're never going to see eye to eye on this. Zirkzee is a baller and he'll always be a baller to me because I just like technical footballers. Yes, his shooting is not that great, but other than that, he's a baller. And Mainu, he's a baller. And there's no reason for them not to play, especially when we're losing and we need to make changes. There's absolutely no reason to chuck Zirkzee on. I remember Zirkzee saving us last year. I remember how good he was last year when he did play. And the thing about me is this formation, this system that the manager has set up, that's freezing out the likes of Zirkzee and freezing out the likes of Mainu. I don't care about it. Liverpool won the league with a false 9. I'm not saying Zirkzee is Diaz, but Liverpool won the league with Diaz, a false 9. They also won the league with Firmino, a false 9. So I know you can win leagues with false 9s, guys who drop deep like Zirkzee, if you have guys who run the other way. I just like Zirkzee, bro. And I think Mainu is a baller. That's just me. But I understand the cutthroatness of people who are like, if Mainu or Zirkzee are not getting in the team now, get rid of them. I understand that cutthroatness. I get that. And if you ain't got no attachment to Zirkzee or Mainu, and you're just like, listen, I just want the best for Man United. I'm not player FC. I don't care. The manager doesn't rate them, so get rid. I also understand that brain. I get that mentality too. Trust me, bro. I get that. But I guess it's just preference. For me, it's preference in terms of footballer. Big up Turkish. Big up Yaya. Sidelining Mainu, I know we will regret one day, but that's life. You're useful when you have something to offer. There you go. There you go. Depends. At the end of the day, if we get rid of these guys and we actually improve and we get better, then, I mean, that's the main thing that happens. That's the most important thing, I guess. Big up everyone. Big up TK, Turkish, Yaya in the chat. Mainu and Zirkzee are ballers, but they don't fit our system. There you go. So I don't care. Like tomorrow, I would dash the system away tomorrow, bro. I don't believe in the system that much, where I'm gonna get rid of players who don't fit in the system. But at the same time, I know we're not gonna get rid of the manager. The manager is gonna be here forever. So that's a conundrum. We have some people who know that Zirkzee and Mainu apparently don't fit it. I don't even believe that they don't even fit the system, because the manager's already tweaked the system and fit certain players in. We were told, TK, that Casemiro didn't fit the system. Now Casemiro plays every game. So this whole fitting the system thing, I don't know how much I want to believe in it and buy into it. I feel like it's lies. I feel like the manager lies. I feel like if you can play Bruno Fernandes in a double pivot, then you can play Kobe Mainu in it. And that's my opinion. I don't understand. I feel like the manager's done well to convince people, in my opinion, about this fitting system stuff. I think he's done well to, I think, because I don't fully buy into that as much. I'm watching Casemiro, slow Casemiro play football, and I'm like, and Bruno just playing rubbish for the whole 90 minutes. And I'm like, are you telling me that Kobe Mainu couldn't play 20 minutes? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But anyway, let's go start the show. Good conversation starters. We're already probing, already challenging each other's opinions and whatnot, which is good. That's what the channel's all about. Let's see what Amorim is saying today. This is a very interesting quote after the match, actually, guys. Let me know what you think about this. He said this: the big teams know how to respond to difficult moments. Sometimes when you can't win, you shouldn't lose. I find that a very interesting statement, guys. Today, I had the feeling that we wouldn't lose, and that's a good feeling. So, towards the last part of the statement, I don't mind. He just literally say, listen, I felt that we wouldn't lose today, and that's a good feeling. And I think that's a good thing. I feel like if the manager's now watching his team and he feels that his team has a robustness, a strength, a character, confidence, whatever word you want to use, to go behind and still score, still not lose the game, that's an improvement. Because this manager has said many times he has no idea what team is going to turn up. and he doesn't trust his team, essentially, and he doesn't know what the team is going to do. And now he's saying that while he was watching the match, managing the match the way he does, he didn't feel like we were going to lose, right? So my thing is this. If he feels like he wasn't going to lose, why didn't he go for it? My issue with the whole statement, people, is the first bit. Is when he goes, the big teams know how to respond to difficult moments. Sometimes when you can't win, you shouldn't lose. And while I like that statement in general, just don't lose. If you can't win, just don't lose. It's the when you can't win part. In my mind, I'm like, there's no such thing as Man United can't win. A Man United side and a Man United manager should always believe that they can win. So I'm just thinking, did the manager, and the reason why he didn't make any changes, any attacking changes, and only put on Dorgu, for instance, did he really in his head think, no matter what I do, if I put on Zirkzee, if I put on Mainu, no matter what I do, we're not going to score, we're not going to win, so I'm not going to make any attacking changes. I'm just going to make sure we don't lose. Is that why he did what he did? And if that's the case, then I'm still Amorim out. That mentality, yeah, that brain that makes that decision, I don't like it. I don't like that brain. If that's how his brain works, guys, then I'm not a fan of it. I'll be real. But maybe I'm reading too much into it. As usual, I read a lot into things in general. I do say I'm a deep thinker. So I don't know. I don't know, people, but I just felt, yeah. And I know TK in the chat has said, whether it was Zirkzee or Mainu, he doesn't really believe in those players as much. But I just feel like you just got to try. You just got to try something. And I don't believe he tried enough. Personally. But I don't know. What's Yaya saying? TK, Zerts can go. I don't care. But Mainu has lived up to the system. Proved himself. We would have not played the Europa final if that's not for Mainu. Remember. Yeah, I mean, Mainu played last season as well for the manager in the same system. So, and no one was saying that he couldn't play last year. So, I'm just saying, guys, be careful what the manager makes you believe. Because the manager, I'll say it all the time. It could be the manager, it could be the prime minister, it could be the president. The guy at the very top, yeah, sets the narrative. He sets the parameters. He puts the boxes and he frames everything within his system. All these things. So we can all fall in line. And it's cool. But sometimes I don't want to be in that box. Sometimes. That's all I'm saying. Let's move on. Manager's second quote. This is a nice quote as well after the game. So let me just bring this to you guys' attention. In the past, if we've had a bad 5 minutes and suffer 2 goals, we don't recover. But today is a different feeling. But we dropped 2 points here. We should have done better. Yeah. I could follow that. I understand that. I think we can all understand that. Yes. Listen, you guys were there watching it with me. I said the game was done. I said, based on what I've seen, based on what I know about this team, based on the history, based on this manager, us getting sucker punched, conceding 2 goals in literally a couple minutes, we're not going to recover. We are done. We are done. That's what I said. Somehow, whether it's because we won 3 games in a row, 4 games in a row, we have the confidence now. We have more of the know-how. We understand the system better. Whatever reason you want to insert, we managed to get back into the game. So I agree with the manager in the sense that previously we don't recover from going 2-0 down or 2-1 down. But we did. So can we say, guys, or can we agree together? We don't always have to agree. We disagree a lot on this channel and it's good. Ask TK. But can we agree that we look more slightly, let's not get excited or get ahead of ourselves, but can we agree that we look slightly more resolute as a team? Is that what we're getting at, guys? We look slightly more resolute, which is a good thing. Slightly harder to beat, but we're going to have conversations, guys, about set pieces and the ball in the air. 2 goals conceded there by crosses coming in. Conceded against Chelsea, even though we were playing against 10 men, by a cross coming in and a header. Conceded against Arsenal, 1 goal from a corner, cross coming in. Grimsby conceded goals from set piece, throw in, corner, whatever, going in, biting there, fumbling it. Liverpool, I think did we concede a goal from set piece against Liverpool? I think we did as well. So eventually we're gonna have to have a conversation about, and I don't think this is just about Manchester United either. It's just the league and the way that football is going in the Premier League. This Premier League, guys, this year is set piece mad. Long throw-ins are coming back. Hounding the goalkeeper at set pieces. Pushing the goalkeeper at set pieces, and all of these things that we saw 15 years ago, all of these things are coming back into football. We have done a full circle when it comes to football. And one of my theories is I don't know yet, but one of my theories is the convergence of athletic ability is meaning there's not a lot of difference between the teams athletically. If you are a winger, right, and you not make your fullback, you usually can get past him and put in a cross in, right? In today's football, if you're a winger and you not make your fullback and you get past him, there's a good chance a fullback catches you. Still manage to catch you. Everyone is quick and powerful. So I feel like now the difference is, what can you do at set pieces? How can you structure your team at a throw-in? These things are now becoming even more important when they were phased out almost before, because we went towards a more technical game. So I think that's the bigger thing in terms of the big picture. But for us, Man United, we definitely have issues when it comes to the ball being in the air. And as I said before, as much as I like Lenny Euro, I love Lenny, I do. That is the reason why Maguire sometimes is chosen ahead of Lenny. Lenny, if we are to be honest, as good as he is, and he is amazing, he's not the most aggressive in the air. He isn't. We have conceded a few goals where Lenny Euro has failed to mark his man or failed to jump. The goal we conceded against Chelsea, that was Lenny Euro. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Like I said, Arsenal are just a team of super soldiers where everyone is 6 foot at the back. Amorim on Ahmad. Let's talk about Amorim on Ahmad quickly. I like this from Amorim. His quotes regarding Ahmad. I feel like we can mostly agree with what Amorim is saying here. I think Amorim's been thinking about it, and I think we can mostly agree with these Amorim quotes regarding Ahmad, guys. Can we? Let's see. Ahmad has a lot of talent. I think we all know that. He is growing up really fast. I think we have a lot of players that are young and talented, but we need to help in all the details. I like the way the manager talks about helping players now. Helping players get better. Rather than saying he needs to improve, no, he says we need to help these players. And I kind of like that about him. Let's read on. He's improving a lot. He can play in different positions. I think he can be so much better. I think we all agree that Ahmad, his talent, yeah, he is, I'm going to say this, I think he's more talented than Cunha, more talented than Brian Mbeumo. I'm just looking at just his talent alone, what he could do. But that's my opinion, and I think some of you will disagree, which is good. We want disagreements. But that's how highly I rate Ahmad, personally, when I watch this guy play. He's improving a lot. He can play in different positions. I think he can be so much better. More consistent in every detail. That's what we need from Ahmad now. He said, we need more consistency in every detail. When he receives the ball in build up and when he's in the final third. Ahmad has a hard job. When I think about what Ahmad has to do, he has to know how to play football as a defender when he's back there and know where to pass the ball. He also needs to know what to do when he's in the middle third, when he's at the halfway line. And he also needs to be able to do what he does in the attacking third. His job is the hardest job. He's the only player on that, in the wing backs, by the way, and especially Ahmad, because Dalot doesn't do this, that has to do every single job on the pitch and do it very well. The central midfielders do. The central midfielders by trade have to defend. Casemiro will have to defend when he needs to. Then he jumps into midfield because he's a midfielder. That's what midfielders do. Midfielders, they, let's say, patrol the whole pitch. They join the attack, Bruno, and Casemiro will be doing most of the defending. But Ahmad has to be back there defending as a fullback when he needs to. Join the midfield when he needs to. And then be in the final third. Do you know, that's 3 different types of brains. Some defenders don't ever need to attack. Some people who are in defense just need to defend and never need to worry about anything much. So I always like to say and remind people that the wing backs in Amorim's system are arguably, because you can argue, the most important and arguably have the hardest job. Anyway, he goes on to say, you could see in the first half he had some opportunities, and we moan about Ahmad sometimes with the opportunities that he has, and we believe that he should be doing more with these opportunities. Even I agree, and I think TK and others agree that Ahmad, with the opportunities that he has, can be doing more, and we want him to be doing more because we know what he's capable of. In a lot of games, he has that opportunity coming inside, and the shot is not there yet. And that's what I want to talk about. We've seen, especially last year, the year before last year under Ten Hag, Ahmad, or Saka, I mean wingers in general, who cut inside and fire that left-footed shot into the bottom corner, right? Saka does it a few times a year, and we've seen Ahmad do it also. Ahmad has done it a few times, and he hasn't scored yet. He's cut inside, and to be honest, Brandon Boomer has done it a few times, and he hasn't scored yet. It will come. I think that cut inside, shoot with your left foot into the far post, I think Brandon Boomer will probably score maybe 1 or 2 this season. And Ahmad, he will score 1 or 2 of those goals this season. That's his thing. And to be honest, that's a lot of wingers' thing. That cut inside. Whether you play on the left, you cut inside on your right, like Rashford would do, and shoot into the far corner. If you're playing on the left, you cut inside on your left foot, you shoot into the far corner. I think a lot of forwards do that move. It just hasn't happened for Ahmad yet when he does it. But I reckon it will come. A goal like that will come for Ahmad. He goes on to say that we are working on that. So he has potential to do better. One thing that, listen, I'm not always happy with the manager. I don't always agree with his choice of players, with who he likes and who he doesn't like. But one thing I'm happy with is the fact that he loves Ahmad. And at least, because I don't always trust his player profile. I don't always trust it. But I feel like I can be at ease now because at least he knows, just like the rest of us, how important Ahmad is. Ahmad is when you watch Man United play football, guys, often Ahmad is our only outlet. We don't get anything from Dalot on the other side, really. And Dorgu, So often Ahmad is the only outlet we have a lot of the times. Yeah, especially last season. Last season, it was Ahmad and Inshallah. Don't forget last season, it was give the ball to Ahmad and let's see what happens. In fact, the last 2 seasons, it's almost been that way. So, big up the manager and his quotes regarding Amad Diallo. We want to see more from Ahmad. We want to see more and we will demand more. Not because we don't like Ahmad, like me and TK spoke about on Saturday. It's not because we don't like Ahmad. It's because we know Ahmad is good. So let's demand more from Ahmad without having to say he's shit if he's having a bad game and we should sell him. Let's just demand more from him because we know there is more to come from him. So big up the chat. Let me know what you guys are saying about that. You guys are talking about Kobe and Zirkzee as well in the chat. Every United fan is talking about upgrading the midfield, getting new incomings to help the midfields, right? Not many are pointing to the bench and seeing Mainoo sitting there and saying, there are a few though, TK. There are a few people online saying Kobe Mainoo is right there. He's right there. But the point of TK is also saying is, and I agree with TK to a certain extent, we are buying players for a system, and the manager seems to think that a player like Kobe Mainoo, Phil Foden-ish sort of player, the sort of silky player, there's no place for him in that two-man midfield, which is supposed to be dynamic. I guess that's what TK is saying. I don't fully agree. I feel like you can create a team that has a Kobe in midfield. It depends on how you set up. But our manager is very rigid, very fixed. I need this, I need which is kind of making the fan base a bit more like that as well, I think. And it will happen. What the manager wants will always be reflected by us in some sort of way. Arsenal are benefiting a lot from set pieces, says Yaya. Yes, Arsenal are the set piece kings, bro. And that's what what scares me about the Premier League is that I don't like the football. I don't watch. There's not many teams in the Premier League right now that are playing what I call good football. Not many. The football last season in the Premier League was shocking. In my opinion, it was shit. All right. The football this season is not much better. It's just physical, pushing, kicking, set piece goals. Right. It's not good, in my opinion. And if Arsenal win the league, the way they're playing football, because Arsenal play some of the worst football in the league. Their football is so boring to watch. If they win the league by doing this set piece thing, other people are going to adopt that. They're going to adopt it. They're going to, okay, cool. And then everyone's going to be Stoke FC, and then this league is going to be even crapper. So I just hope that this cycle ends very quickly and we go back to watching ball. Really good football. That's what I'm saying. Turkish Haaland is a beast, bro. I hate it. Yeah, Haaland's fake, bro. I ain't gonna lie, Haaland is fake. Even envy him. I wish he could play for Manchester United. Haaland's such a, Haaland's one of them strikers that usually chooses the right thing. If he needs to chip a keeper, he will chip it. If he needs to go into the bottom corner, he'll go bottom corner. If he needs to put it through the goalkeeper's legs. You know when you've scored like 1 million goals? I always tell you this. The difference between someone like Haaland and Højlund. So Haaland's probably been playing striker since age 5. Yeah, since 5 years old in some little mini league. So Haaland has scored about 10 million goals in 10 million different ways. Højlund probably scored about 100 goals. One of them is a gunman. You can strike the ball anywhere, score from any sort of angle, any position, because he's been in that position 1 million times, so he knows what he's doing. While Højlund, while Højlund is somebody who's still learning, hasn't had that many or scored that many goals. So, yeah, I can't believe that we missed out on Haaland, bro. I can't believe we missed out on Haaland. Shivam says we need 2 CMs and one of them has to be Anderson. And we need one experienced left wing back for sure who can cross as hell. Even Amorim can't defend keeping Dalot anymore. I agree with Shivam. Anderson against Man United, he did well. If that was him saying, sign me up. If that was him saying, hello, Man United, I'm here, then we see you, Anderson. We see you. Once again, £70 million. That's just the problem with these English midfielders. But I don't know. Is he worth 70 million, guys? Anderson. Is he worth that much money, in your opinion? Let me know. Big up Shivam in the building, people. Shivam, sell Kobe and Zirkzee. End the chapter. Manu ain't good. Everyone knows it, says Shivam. Shivam, my point is, did you believe he wasn't good when he was playing for England and he was playing most of the games for Man United under Ten Hag? When did you start believing that Manu wasn't good? And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, can we not say that he doesn't fit into the manager's system because he doesn't have a lot of pace or something, rather than saying he's not good? That's what I'm saying. I think Kobe Manu is very good. He just has attributes that the manager doesn't like. Just like Zirkzee, he's very good. He was Italian player of the year for Bologna when we bought him. And now he's not good. So I'm just saying maybe he's just not quick. But look, semantics, right? Words. Semantics and words. All right, guys. What else? Maybe Ruby told Anderson to come to United and unlock Manu. Couple of English lads to bring United. We'll see, guys. Because at the end of the day, a lot of you guys are making a good point in the fact that if we are going to keep this manager and this system and the way the manager looks at the system, because don't forget, Adam Wharton plays for Crystal Palace, right? And Adam Wharton is not pace and power. Adam Wharton is not quicker than Kobe Manu. He's not more powerful than Kobe Manu. But Adam Wharton plays in that double pivot for the same system that Crystal Palace plays. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is there's different ways you can interpret the system, different ways you can play it. Crystal Palace play the exact same system, and their midfielders are not flying around like Anderson is. Adam Wharton is not doing what Anderson is doing. Adam Wharton is very good, by the way. He's very good. He's more Michael Carrick than anything. He's not very quick, Adam Wharton, over the grass. He's not. So all I'm saying is, if we can expand our minds and understand that the manager's got a very rigid way of seeing things, and there can be more done. There's more ways of playing within the same system than the manager is allowing you to think, allowing you to believe. He is making you look at football and look at this team in a very narrow way, thinking we have to play this way, we have to have this kind of midfielder to play, which is, at the same time, it's kind of true, because he is saying that in order to play my way, I need this. And I think that might be the issue with what we're doing. Do we need to get very, very, very specific players for this manager's very, very, very specific system? And if that's the case, I don't know if we're ever going to get to the promised land, because we're never going to get every single player that we need. And so far, we haven't fully recruited for the manager. The manager didn't want Sesko. He wanted Ollie Watkins. The manager didn't want Lemens. He wanted the Aston Villa goalkeeper. So anyway, Elliot Anderson. After yesterday's game, Ruben Amorim and Elliot Anderson were seen chatting and laughing for around 4 to 5 minutes. That's a long time, guys. That's a long time to be talking to the ops. You just lost the game. You just lost the game to these guys, yeah. And 5 minutes. Wait. Hold a second, because I didn't really see this. When the final whistle blows, you're not really on the pitch for 4 or 5 minutes. You literally shake hands with the players after the final whistle. You clap the fans and you bounce. So where is my manager for 5 minutes just sitting there or standing there just having a conversation with Elliot Anderson? I don't know. But apparently this was happening. This happened. And people are saying this was similar to Cunha last season when, the manager was speaking to Cunha. But it wasn't 5 minutes, though. It was, a few words here or there. And then they bounced. So, I don't know. Either way, the tweet says that Anderson is keen. I don't know where they get this information from. But apparently he's keen on joining Man United with a potential fee in the region of 60 to 70 million pounds. That must be coming from Forest or something, that price. One to keep an eye on for Man United's midfield. Listen, Anderson is young as well. We don't have an Anderson type midfielder. The closest midfielder we have to Anderson is obviously Casemiro. What I like about Anderson is the fact that he looks like he can do everything. Like, he's not a Baleba in the sense that Baleba can pick the ball up from the defence and Baleba can drop a shoulder. And I think Baleba is a slightly better dribbler than Anderson. But Anderson can pick the ball up from the defence. Anderson can patrol the midfield. He can control the midfield. He can actually drop a shoulder. Not like the way Baleba does, but he can drop a shoulder. He's strong. He's quick. And one thing that I was impressed with, he could actually pass a ball. I thought he was one of those combative midfielders that just did everything, just won the ball back, did all these things. But when he's on the ball and you want him to dink a ball over the top or spray a 30-yard pass, he can do that. He's actually a good passer of the ball. And I think if we are to look at Amorim's system and invest into him and his system and recruit specifically for his system, then in that double pivot, I've always said that double pivot is a graveyard shift. In Amorim's eyes. In Crystal Palace's eyes, Adam Wharton isn't doing a graveyard shift. He isn't. But the way our manager implements this, that same system, don't forget Javi Alonso for Bayern Leverkusen implemented a similar system. So it all depends on how your manager interprets it. And I feel like the way the manager interprets his system, that double pivot, yeah, it's almost that graveyard shift where you're just running around all the time. And if that's the case, then someone like Anderson might fit that system very well. Let me know. I feel like most of you guys are in love with Elliot Anderson. I feel like most people are in love with Elliot Anderson. They are. So I don't know if I'm going to ask you questions about Elliot, but I think I already know the answer. I think I already know the answer, guys. You guys love him, and you guys will sign him for. If he was worth 150 million, you'd probably still sign him, wouldn't you guys? Where's Elliot Anderson come from? Because he's like, I've only started hearing about him this season as well. Like, is he a plant? Did he just fall from the sky or something? Elliot Anderson. Yeah. Yeah, Anderson's price about to be 100 million. Anderson looked like 70 million. Bleber looked like 35. Yeah, TK. Bleber, listen. Bleber's fallen off, bro. But I still like Bleber. I've got a couple of videos of Bleber after someone watched him in person. Went to see the Arsenal game. Bleber is so strong and powerful, bro. I still like Bleber. I'm not gonna lie, Adam Wharton, out of the three, let's be real, guys. Out of the three, Bleber, Adam Wharton, and Anderson, I think the better technical footballer out of the three is Adam Wharton. I'm not gonna say by a lot, by this much, but Adam Wharton's passing, yeah, is up there. Like, the way that he can control the game as well. I like Wharton. But if you listen to the manager and the profile midfielder he wants, Adam Wharton doesn't fit that profile. That's what I'm saying. When Man United want you, the price triples. Yeah, man, that's the Man United tax, Yaya. The Man United tax. But yeah, that's Anderson stuff. What else do we have for you guys? All right, so like I said in my intro, you guys know this, I don't like talking about transfers really when the season has started. It's a cop out. It's the whole, because you can't prove them wrong, you can't prove them right, you can't test them. You know, when you can say, oh, in the future, well, no, in the future, listen, this is the future. You can say anything. Literally, the transfer window just closed 2 months ago, and you could have done so much more And think that the reason why it annoys me, guys, is because as soon as the transfer window closed, we kept hearing stories about January, and I'm like, oh no, no, bro, you manipulators. But here's the conversation about January again. Ruben Amorim and Man United's management are talking about the January transfer window, the opportunities, and what to do with players who want to play more. I'm just going to say this after reading that sentence to you guys. Every club is thinking about January. Like, when you get told Man United are thinking about January, and then you're a Man United fan and you get excited, yeah, I'm like, who isn't thinking about the January? It's a transfer window. Every club would be thinking about the January transfer window, not just Man United. But I get it. Um, this is Fabrizio, by the way, guys, and you know Fabrizio Romano. If it's not transfer season, Fabrizio Romano, in my humble opinion, can be very frustrating. He goes on to say in his tweet, if someone joins in January, it's a player who Man United can trust for the present and future. No loan deals. So I know some of you guys are talking about Stiller from Stuttgart. And once again, I'm like, just like this transfer window with Brian, somehow with Brian and Boomer and Cunha and whatnot, we now need this Man United hierarchy, the recruitment, the board, everyone involved, to only bring in a player if they have properly scouted him and he is not only a signing for the manager. I don't want us to sign players for this manager. These specific niche players for a very specific rigid system. No, I want us to sign players here who, if this manager goes and he takes his system with him, I want us to sign players that, yes, can fit in his system, but are club signings who can play for most managers. That's what I want. Sesko, even though we can talk about Sesko, he hasn't played well in the last few games, but if we continue to nurture him, he should be able to play for most managers in most systems because he's a good footballer. Cunha is the same, and I think Mbumo is the same. Mbumo, in fact, is not an inside 10. Mbumo will always be, in my opinion, a right-sided forward in the mold of Mo Salah. That's what he is, and he'll always be that. He's not an inside 10. He's not. So let's get players for the football club and the manager rather than just the manager, or rather than just the football club. Let's see if a middle ground can be found. Like the goalkeeper. The manager wanted Martinez. Martinez is bozo. And Martinez showed his bozo gene once again against Man City. Once again, was it Man City or was it Aston Villa? Or was it Liverpool that Villa were playing? One of those teams where that goalkeeper, Martinez, once again, just passed the ball out, just passed it to the opposition and conceded a goal. And I said many times, as much as you guys were trying to convince me, some of you, that Martinez was the guy, I said no. 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 He has a bozo in him, Martinez. He has a calamity in him, just like Andre Onana. So if we go in January, all I'm saying, it should be for the long-term targets that we've all been talking about. I do not want us to go in for a player like, what's his name? Conor Gallagher. Is it Conor Gallagher from Atletico Madrid on loan? Nah. No, guys, let's not do that. Let's not do that, guys. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So let's move on. What else is going on? Your favorite topic, guys? Your favorite topic? My guy, my baller that I haven't given up on. Maybe I'm a bit biased. I think I am. I think I'm a bit biased towards Zirkzee. I think when footballers at Zirkzee kind of remind me, when I see a little, I'm not saying he's Ronaldinho, I'm not saying he's as good, but any kind of footballer that reminds me of a techie baller from back in the day, I'm always gonna like them because I know football's a sport, I know, but football's also entertainment for me. And when someone like Zirkzee, who I know is not making a guy, he's holding the ball up, he's putting the ball under his feet, he's rolling somebody. I just miss ballers, bro. I miss football. I do. And when I see someone like him and the manager can't use him, you can't play a false nine role. And so Mbumo and Cunha run off him. He drops in like Firmino does, like Ruben Diaz does, like most false nine do. And then you play Yo and Mbumo. That's what we play anyway. That's what we're doing anyway. When you think about it, Sesko is still dropping. Sesko's dropping deep, trying to link with people and trying to find Mbumo. That's what Sesko is doing. And Sesko's only scored 2 goals. So my point, what makes you believe, yeah, that Zirkzee, even though you've seen Zirkzee do it, you've actually seen Zirkzee do it. And do it better than Sesko. Link up the play. So I just feel like, until Zirkzee leaves, I'm going to be saying I want Zirkzee to play more. And when Zirkzee does leave, I'll be like, cool, good luck, Zirkzee. Thank you for a year of football, whatever. We didn't use you properly. Go and play ball. I'll be fine. But while he's here, I think my mentality is always going to be, can't he give him 10 minutes? Give the man 10 minutes. Sesko played a whole 90 and did nothing. And you tell me you couldn't take him off for Zirkzee for 10 minutes? You and I both know, guys, he could have. As much as you might not think Zirkzee fits into his system. But I support Man United. At the end of the day, I don't support Ruben Amorim. I think that's my problem. I don't really care for Ruben that much. So when Ruben's like not playing Zirkzee, and because I'm kind of Amorim out, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it, guys. I'm trying to, but I just don't understand it. Anyway, this tweet says, once again, it's talking about how Man United loves Zirkzee. It's a very strange dynamic here with Joshua Zirkzee. Man United staff applaud Joshua Zirkzee's upbeat mindset despite reduced playing time. Before the Forest game, he was in the tunnel motivating teammates, shouting, "Go and get the win." Observers called him fully switched on and a leader regardless. I don't know what this is, why this exists, but this is positive prop for Zirkzee, I guess. Propaganda, saying that he's still, even though he's not playing, he's still showing heart, still showing the love for the club and all these things. And that's why Joshua Zirkzee has a song. That's why the fans sing his name. Oh, Joshua Zirkzee. Oh, they sing it every single week. Every week they sing Joshua Zirkzee's song. The fans want to see Joshua Zirkzee in the stadium. They want to see him. The only person who doesn't want to see Joshua Zirkzee is the manager. He's the only person. Obviously, a few people in the chat don't rate him, but the match going fans who know how good he is, the players who play with him, I guarantee you, if you interview Bruno and these guys, they'll probably be saying in their minds, why can't we play with Joshua? Can you imagine training with this guy every week, and then just never get to play with him on the match days? Frustrating. But I don't know. This, like I said, this is some positive prop for Zirkzee, I guess. But once again, I think it just feeds into the conversation that we were having with the Zirkzees. Some of you guys are saying we should sell him. I'm saying, what am I actually saying when it comes to Joshua Zirkzee being sold? What is my actual opinion? All right, this is it. At the end of the day, if a serious conversation needs to take place, no lies, the manager needs to be very clear. Do you like Zirkzee, yes or no? That's all I think that needs to happen. Zirkzee's agent, the manager, two Jims, Jim Wilcox and Radcliffe, just need to be honest with Zirkzee. Are you needed? Are you wanted or not? Give me a yes or no. And if it's a no, if the club and the manager have decided that he's not required, then there's nothing I can do. Sell him and get another striker. So I think that's where I'm at. I don't want to do the player FC thing. I don't want to do too much of the sentimental thing because I feel like I'm being slightly sentimental when it comes to Zirkzee. I am. And I've said it before. I'm biased towards Zirkzee. There is a bit of bias there. There probably is. Let's be real. Yeah. But I have to explain it to you why. I like those sort of ballers. If we're not going to play him and he's not needed, then sell him. And you won't hear any moaning from me. I will moan about the fact that we could have used him more, but I will not moan about selling him because we're not going to use him. So what's the point of keeping him? What's the point? So I think that's probably where I'm at when it comes to Zirkzee. Let's see what else we could say. Let's end with something nice, something warm, something cuddly. Something cuddly. Dwight Yizzle. Dwight, I don't think it works. Dwight Yizzle. What's TK saying? Bleber had his will broken over the summer. Nah, TK is true. What if we get all three? TK, do you know what? We're not going to get all three in January, 100%. But the way that we signed 3 attackers in the summer, we can definitely, if the price is right, get 3 midfielders. But TK, I wouldn't even want to do that, TK, because I feel like I want to get a left. I want to get a left wing back, and I want to get another defender, a left wing back, another defender, and I also want another attacker, But yeah, the midfield is definitely the most important thing. Bleber, Anderson, and Wharton, I'll take all 3. But that's just me dreaming, bro. TK, if that happens, I might slap you. If we get all 3, I doubt it, but that would be a dream, bro. That would be a dream to get all 3. Because one thing about signings, guys, we need to remember that once you sign a player, it means another team's not signing them. It's like when you take players off other teams, you're also weakening other teams. So we'll be weakening Crystal Palace, weakening Nottingham Forest, and once again weakening Brighton by taking 3, arguably the 3 best players in all 3 teams. Arguably, I don't know, but would you say Bleber's the best player in Brighton? I don't know. Yaya says we need Premier League proven players. Yep, we do. TK says, off topic, a few of my lads here came together and were able to get about $1,000 worth of food to help send to Jamaica. I challenge everyone here to do their part. Don't send money as none make it there. Do you know what? Big up TK. I was going to end the stream. I was going to think, should I end the stream talking about Jamaica or should I start the stream talking about Jamaica? And I said I was going to just spend a few minutes talking about my home at the end of the stream. But guys, since TK has brought it up, I think we've all seen what's happened in Jamaica. It is absolutely devastating, people. Absolutely devastating. So I think I'll talk about it more after this Dwight York thing. But the more we can help, anybody can help, do anything, send a little something. Join a certain community that that is doing something. There's people doing things all over the gaff, right? And there's some really legit people doing some things. They're not going to take your money and take the piss. So guys, Jamaica, it's bad. It's really bad. People have lost their homes. And in an island like that, some people, all they have is their homes. There's no money in the bank. They're just their homes, their farmland, and that's it. And some people have just got everything destroyed. It's crazy. So yeah, we'll touch it later on, or just in a few minutes. But big up TK for that, man. Big up. There was a lady at my church contemplating it, and we overheard, sprung into action. Big up, TK. Big up. Big up. Dwight York, guys. Dwight York. I think I started the stream by waxing lyrical over Dwight York and just saying, in my opinion, how I wouldn't say he's forgotten. I think Man United fans still love York, but I don't know. I don't feel like he's spoken about. All Solskjaer had to do, yeah, to be a cult hero is stick his leg out in the Champions League final and score that goal, right? But you would not have known that Dwight York was much more important to us than Solskjaer, who was a benchman, who was a substitute. Dwight York started games, and so did Cole. So happy birthday, Dwight York. Also, you know me, I can like the fact that he's from the Caribbean, just like Andy Cole. Andy Cole is Jamaican, even though, I think he played for England once, but Andy Cole is from Jamaican heritage, and Dwight York is from Trinidad and Tobago. So Man United Football Club, at a time when it was not really that popular, Ferguson got 2 Caribbean black dark-skinned men to lead the line of the biggest football club in the world. And I know race isn't important, it's football and all these things, but I think you need to understand how important that was back then, how big that was for Andy Cole and Dwight York to lead Manchester United. That's when I was watching United. I fell in love with Man United because I came to this country as a young Jamaican boy, yeah, and I saw that Man United Football Club, and I saw Dwight York and Andy Cole, and I was like, and I saw myself in those players leading the line for Manchester United. I was like, whoa. And I kept watching. And then I fell in love with Man United. So it is what it is. A great player, Dwight York, a legend, Manchester United legend. Let nobody say otherwise than that. Scored so many important goals for us. The link up that between him and Andy Cole, yeah. We talk about Martial and Rashford link up because Martial and Rashford link up was good. The Pogba and Martial link up, good. But the Andy Cole and Dwight York link up, guys, yeah. That was the original link up of link ups. Them two were always finding each other. It was telepathic. It was fake. It was like they had radar. They both had a radar like implanted in their boots for each other. It was crazy. Go back, guys, if you want to watch some Dwight York and Andy Cole plays goals. And Andy Cole, don't let me get started on Andy Cole. He's fake, bro. Andy Cole's finishing, yeah. When I used to wax lyrical about Martial's finishing and how Martial used to just chip goalkeepers and do all these things, I went back the other day and looked at Andy Cole's finishes, yeah. And I was like, oh my Lord, bro. Andy Cole, bro. Left foot, right foot, volley, chip, outside of the boot, inside of the boot, back heel, flick, header. It didn't matter. Andy Cole was burying it. He was burying it. Burying it. Flipping heck. Yeah. I love that. What was that? That's the TK. That's the Umbro. That's the Umbro kit, yeah? I don't know. The Umbro kit with the little sleeves. Was that my favorite? Did I love that kit? I don't know how I feel about that kit, TK. But it's a nice kit, though. It's a nice kit. So, yeah, just big up Dwight York. Sometimes it's good to reminisce, bro, because football changes, bro. Like, you can't tell me the football that you're seeing right now in the Premier League is the same football that you saw 15 years ago, the same football you saw 5 years ago, and the same football. Football changes so much. So sometimes I'm like, I'm not enjoying this era of football as much as I enjoyed the previous eras. And I think to myself, is it because I'm growing up? Is it because my brain's changed? Is it because I see football differently? Is it because, what is it? And I feel like it's because I'm not so romantic when it comes to football. I don't romanticize football as much. And football has changed. Football has changed. I'm a sucker for the collar shirts. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm just trying to look at the shirt that we have. The shirt that we have now that has no collar. When's the last time we had a collar shirt? When's the last time we had a shirt with a collar in it? Because the shirt we have now is no collar. Last season, I don't think there was a collar. Was there? Let me actually. When's the last time Man United had a shirt with a collar in it? I lied. 2022 season. Hmm. Oh yeah, Team Viewer. I don't like Team Viewer, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I remember that's the Cristiano Ronaldo. That's the Sancho. Yeah. What are you saying about that kick though, TK? The Team Viewer one. I know it was okay, but I don't like this. This the Team Viewer. I don't like that's the word Team Viewer right in the middle. Yeah, I don't know about the shirt, TK. I ain't gonna lie. Now that I've looked at it again, I don't know, bro. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let me see what TK likes it. I don't know. But TK said he's a sucker for collar shirts, so I guess TK did like this one. Fair enough. Um, yeah, I mean, guys, just to end on something like I said, more serious. Yeah, okay. I'll agree with you on that one, TK. The Team Viewer looked 100% better than the Chevrolet. TK, I spud you on that one, bro. 100%. That Chevrolet gold bullshit, Bullock-a-doo-doo, right, like that blob, like boop, right in the middle there. Oh my gosh, it's because gold on red, yeah, doesn't look good. It just didn't look good at all, bro. Yeah. I agree with TK in that one. The what's it called? The Snapdragon and that logo, that sort of fire logo. Personally, I would just have the fire logo. I wouldn't even have the Snapdragon, but it's cool. Snapdragon and a little fire sort of logo. It's fine. It's fine. It's because it's not gold. It's not some random stupid color. It goes with the shirt as well. So yeah, I'm with TK in that one. Yeah, just to really summarize, guys, if there's nothing official that I am currently doing myself with regards to efforts or relief efforts after the hurricane has hit Jamaica, I am just giving and donating to my family and donating to where I can, and I would encourage anybody who jumps in the stream, who watches the video after the fact, who listen. You don't even need to like me or anything. Just if you have some pennies, and I know, yeah, cost of living is crazy. People don't have anything anyway, so it doesn't even need to be money. But if you can find a way just to give something to, I know, listen, a lot of things are happening. There's things happening in other parts of the world that are absolutely insane. You could argue are much worse, like, wars. But when the hurricane hits your house and tears it down, there's no insurance. Nobody is insured against hurricanes, bro. That's one thing they will never insure you against: natural disasters. So everyone, especially in the island, most people have lost most things. So people, if you can find something, do something to the beautiful island, for the beautiful island of Jamaica, then you would be amazing, and it would be greatly appreciated. Appreciated not just by me, but of course by the beautiful people in Jamaica. So big up yourselves, people. Good show. Nice 1 hour show. Decent content, decent things to talk about. We drew the game against Nottingham Forest. Probably should have won. Not should have won in terms of the chances created, because they created chances too, but we should be beating Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest hadn't won a game for a while, and they're sitting either at the bottom or near the bottom of the league. We probably should be beating them. We should be. But it is what it is. We drew. Onwards and upwards. On to the next one. Tottenham on Saturday. We will have our next show definitely on Wednesday. Same time as today. So big up everybody. It's been a blessing. It's been lovely. And TK, Turkish, everyone in the chat, Yaya, Shivs, everyone who jumped in and jumped out as you usually do, big up yourselves. And let's see what, no, let's not end yet. We will see who the MVP is. Yeah, Yaya gets the MVP for coming back, says TK. So Yaya, the MVP today. Make sure you do come back, Yaya, for more sessions. Like I said, we will see you guys on Wednesday. Yaya, TK, everyone else, big up yourselves. And yeah, subscribe, share, do your thing. 578 now subscribers. I think we were at 575 a day ago. So I feel like every week we get about 3 or 4 subscribers joining the community here and there. On the road, I feel like once the channel hits 1,000 subscribers, I think we will hopefully. So sometimes that's what people look at numbers, don't they? People sometimes come on the stream and look at the fact that you've only got 500 subscribers and they're like, it means he's not good if he's only got 500. Come on, stay for a couple of minutes and you'll see that this channel is all right. It's all right. So like, share, subscribe, donate to some good Jamaican causes if you can, and I will see you guys next time. What we say now, flipping 1-0. TK, how did we agree to end the show? I can't remember. All right, cool. And